Welcome back into Great Day Washington. This segment is sponsored by Capital Caring Health.
Caring for a child with a life-limiting illness is something that really no parent should go through.
But if it is part of your story, where do you turn for help?
That's where Capital Caring Health comes in as one of the first hospice groups in the nation to provide care for children.
So here to give us more on what they provide, we have Allison Kuchar, who is the Executive Director of Capital Caring Kids. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me today.
I feel like this is something no parent ever wants to think about. It's a reality, though, for some families. How do you step in these terrible times and help them and their children?
Yeah, it is truly the unimaginable journey, the journey that nobody wants to walk and nobody wants to be on. We really believe that we have a social calling and a responsibility to care for children who have a life-limiting illness, to support their family as they walk that path. And that path is a physical path, it's an emotional path, it's a social path, it's a spiritual path. And our job is to make those moments meaningful, to have the best time that we can have at home, to be comfortable. And it's a really special team that's able to walk that journey with these patients and their families.
Well, and is it true you're the only hospice in the DC area that cares for children?
Yeah, we are. It's actually increasingly rare for any hospice organization to care for kids. And not only to care for kids, but to care for kids with a dedicated pediatric team and pediatric professionals. So we're not only one of the only pediatric hospices here in the local area, we are the only in DC, and we're one of the largest now on the East Coast.
Do you also work with Children's National Hospital in there? I know you mentioned the pediatric team. Is that all one, or how does that work?
Yeah, we work very closely with Children's National Medical Center, mostly the Panda Palliative Care team, oncology, genetics, and we're actually very fortunate here in the DMV to have such an incredible hospital system here, caring for kids, for acute care, for complex illnesses. They are our partners here in the community.
Okay. What I find even more amazing about Capital Caring and Capital Caring Kids is the families don't leave with a bill. Right? I mean, it's already a hard enough time emotionally, physically, and then you're taking the financial aspect out of it.
We are. So we are a nonprofit, and there is no family under our care who would need to pay a bill for the care that we provide.
That's amazing.
Anything that's not covered by insurance, we cover through patient care charity funds, which is largely what comes through donations in the community and other philanthropic support.
Why is this so important to you to be able to do that for families? I imagine the heaviness of what they're going through is already there. That money, finances are always a weight on your shoulders as well.
Yeah, I mean, finances in every sense of the word. It is expensive to care for a child who has an illness, and you're on top of that, just paying your bills on top of everyday life and putting food on the table. So to be able to take that off any burden for a family and to say you can have the care that you need when you need it is a really beautiful thing.
I think it's so important for the community to know that you're here, first off, and doing the great work you do, but how can the community support you for all that you are doing?
Yeah, we gratefully accept donations always to support our patient care charity funds, our bereavement programs. All of our children's camps come from generous donations in the community, so we would absolutely always welcome donations. And if you're interested in learning more, you can go to www.capitalcaringfundraising.org.
Oh, that's nice.
Fundraising, yeah.
Fundraising. A parent who's maybe out here listening who has a child with an illness, or maybe they know a family, is there a way they can reach out to you, or do you take referrals? How does that work?
We do. Anybody can call and make a referral. We do have www.capitalcaring.org/children's program, so anyone can call and inquire, and what I would encourage is to never wait for fear of having that conversation. We care for so many children at earlier points in time than typically when a parent would think it would be a good time for us to get involved. So it never hurts just to call and have that conversation to get that support sooner rather than later.
And when it comes to, I mean, why it's so important for the families to know that you're there.
Yes.
Because like when you leave at the end of the day, knowing that yes, it's sad, but you helped somebody. I mean, that's just gotta heal your heart, right?
Yeah. There truly feels like there is no greater calling, and the team that we have are clinicians, are non-clinicians who are caring for these families. It's hard to feel like there's a greater purpose and calling than to support people going through the unimaginable.
Very, very
well,
important.
Allison, thank you.
Thank you.
And for more information on Capital Caring Kids or to give back, you can donate easily online at capitalcaring.fundraise.org.